Today, I want to share with you 3 simple autism screening tests pediatricians often use to notice early autism signs. These tests are easy for any parent to do at home with children as young as 1 year old. And some of these signs are so subtle that many parents only notice them years later. Why would you need them, you might ask? Because autism is far more common than most parents realize. Did you know autism affects about 1 in 127 people? Which means almost every neighborhood has families raising a child with autism. But here is the important part. Almost 40% of children diagnosed before age 3 stop showing clear signs by school age, thanks to early intervention. Sounds encouraging, right? But in reality, many children are diagnosed much later. More than 50% of children with autism are not identified until after age 6. Often the school system becomes the actual screening tool when a child struggles with social demands in the classroom. In the United States, the average age of diagnosis is about 4.5 years. As a pediatrician, I can tell you, in many cases that's already too late. I won't go deep into why this happens, because at the family level that's not the most important question anyway. What really matters is what you as a parent can do to avoid missing early warning signs. I'm a pediatrician, a researcher and a mom, and this is a topic I simply can't ignore. Today, I'll show you 3 simple autism screening tests that you can try with children starting from about 1 or 1.5 years old, because honestly, recognizing these early signs can dramatically change a child's future. You can do these tests at home simply by playing and interacting with your child. And I also explain what to do if you notice concerning signs. Support the channel, like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and let's go! Before age 3, parents should watch for red flags in 3 main areas: social interaction, communication ability, and patterns of behavior. These signs can actually be quite easy to notice, but only if you know what to look for. For most parents, they are not obvious at all. As a scientist and a pediatrician, I really enjoy highlighting simple but often overlooked things about child's development and parenting, just like I do in the parenting tips section on my channel. Make sure to check it out if you haven't already. So today, I'll show you 3 very simple tests you can try with your child at home. And the third one is often the sign parents notice last. The first test, social interaction. This test is actually one of the most powerful ones, because it shows something very deep, how your child's brain is building social connection. By 1 to 1.5 years old, the child should be able to respond to their name if hearing is normal, show clear emotions such as smiling, laughing, sadness or surprise, share emotions with a parent and actively want to do so, make eye contact during feeding and play, point to objects to share attention, bring toys to show you or invite you into play, follow where an adult points, actively communicate when they need help. Pay attention to the following situation during play, feeding, and everyday interactions. You can also download my free checklist in the description where you can mark the signs so you don't miss anything. If something matched your child's behavior, fold 1 finger. Let's start. If by 1.5 years your child does not turn toward you when you call their name, try calling them while they're playing. Give them 5-10 seconds to respond, because they may simply be focused on the game. If there is no response, repeat it a couple of times with the same pause. But if after 3 attempts there is still no reaction and it happens regularly, fold 1 finger. Next sign. Your child rarely makes eye contact during feeding or play. Try this simple game. Roll a ball to your child on the floor. At some point, stop the ball and watch what happens. If the child looks at the ball and then looks at you, that's normal. But if the child keeps looking only at the ball, or looks away, or starts winning without looking at you, fold 1 finger. Next sign. Lack of joint attention. By around 1.5 years, a child usually points to interesting objects, brings toys to show them to you, follows where you point, and looks back at you to confirm they understood correctly. If none of this happens, fold 1 finger. Another sign is limited facial expressions. By age 1, children normally show and mirror emotions such as joy, sadness or surprise. If their emotional expression is very limited and their mood seems almost always neutral, fold another finger. So, how many fingers did you fold? None? Great. Did some of them match? That could be a warning sign, but remember, even if your child shows some of these signs, it does not automatically mean autism. It simply means you should consider consulting a pediatrician or a developmental specialist for further evaluation. The second test, communication. By 1 year old, the child should start babbling, making sounds like mama, papa. By 1.5 years, the child should know at least 3 to 5 words besides mama and papa. Use them independently. Understand simple verbal instructions without gestures. For example, if you say, bring me your socks or bring me your spoon, the child should understand and attempt to do it. By 2 years old, the child should actively use at least 20 words. Begin combining 2 words together like more cookie or big car. Understand simple conversational context and answer simple questions. And now let's go through the checklist. If something matches, fold 1 finger. No babbling by age 1. No meaningful words by 1.5 years. Your child cannot follow simple instructions. Fewer than 20 words at age 2. Not combining words into simple phrases. When parents hear this list, they often say, wait, I thought this was normal. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's an early signal worth checking. So let's check further. Not answering simple questions. Sometimes it may even seem like the child doesn't understand the question and instead repeats the last word or phrase they heard. Have you noticed the loss of previously accurate speech of social skills? For example, the child uses to say word but then stop. And one more important sign. When you try to communicate with your child, does it feel like there is no real conversation happening? Even if a child is not speaking yet, which can happen with late talkers, normally they still try to communicate. Through sounds, through gestures, through emotional responses. You should still feel like the child is trying to interact with you. And now let's talk about third category. And this one is often the most visible, but only if you know what to look for. So the third test, behavior. Pay attention to how your child plays or reacts to different situations. If these signs appears, fold 1 finger. Does your child perform repetitive movements? For example, hand flapping, rocking back and forth, or spinning in place. Not as part of play, but as if it helped them to calm themselves. Some children also rock their head back and forth or side to side repeatedly, not as part of play, just over and over again. Another sign is frequent toe walking without a medical reason such as orthopedic problems. This does not mean occasional playful tiptoe walking or dancing, but walking on tiptoes most of the time. Next sign. Your child is extremely rigid about routines. If you work hard to establish routines, that's wonderful. But if even small changes lead to intense distress, meltdowns or strong resistance, this can be a warning sign. Next. Unusual play patterns. By age 2, children typically engage in pretend play. For example, feeding a doll, pushing toy cars and saying vroom vroom. But some children instead line toys up perfectly, arrange objects in strict pattern, or spin the wheels of a toy car instead of playing with it normally. Another sign, the child does not try to interact with favorite toys, hug them, or include them in play. And finally, does your child show strong sensitivity to sounds, lights, textures, or touch? For example, vacuum cleaner, hair dryer, bright lights, or clothing textures. Of course, it's normal for a child to be afraid of a loud or unfamiliar sound. But if even small familiar sounds consistently cause distress, this may be a warning sign. So started from around 1 year of age, parents should pay attention to red flags in 3 areas we discussed today: communication, social interaction, and behavior. The most concerning signs are the absence of typical responses such as not responding to their name, not looking at you to communicate or request something, not understanding simple questions by age 2, and not engaging in pretend play. And one more important thing, many children who show some of these signs do not have autism, but noticing them early gives parents something incredibly valuable: time. Child development is highly individual. But awareness is powerful, because the earlier parents notice something, the more we can help a child. And if multiple red flags appear together, it is definitely a good reason to consult a pediatrician and complete formal screening tests with a specialist. Share in the comments how many of these signs match your experience. This will help me understand whether I should dive deeper into other critical topics for parents of toddlers. See you in the next video. Kids by Science, where proven wellness for kids meets real life.